Hello and welcome to the Batuta Advocate podcast. My name is Wendell Hussey.
And my name is Effie Bateman.
And this week we are talking to a couple of stars from the budding arena of TikTok. We've moved on from sporting and musical royalty to a couple of young princes from the world of socials.
Yes, if you've been on Instagram or TikTok at a point in the last few months, you've likely seen today's guests, who are a lovable couple of brothers from one of the enclaves on our coast.
That's right. They are aptly named the Reese brothers, and they do humorous little skits and videos about everyday life and Australian culture, if you want to call it that. It's worth mentioning that there will be plenty of chat about social media and social media personality, so if you're a real world operator who hates all that shit, then be forewarned.
And it's also worth mentioning that we spoke to them the night before the TikTok Awards last week, and that Wendell is absolutely steaming he didn't launch into the $4 for them to win the TikTok Comedy Creators of the Year.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about it. Obviously happy for them. Good on them. They won. Stoked. Lovely guys. But yes, anyway, let's get into the show with Tom and Kel from the Reese brothers.
You're listening to Errol Parker and Clancy Overall, editors of the Batuta Advocate on Desert Rock FM.
Now, here we are, Desert Rock FM. Welcome to the Batuta Advocate podcast. My name is Wendell Hussey. I've got Effie Bateman with me here today, and we're talking to some interesting guests, some notable guests, some guests that if you have Instagram or TikTok and you live in Australia, you will have 100% come across them. You've likely laughed at them. They are a couple of lovable brothers from, I believe, the Gold Coast, but we're about to find out, Effie Bateman. Today we're talking to the Reese brothers, notably Tom and Kel.
Yep.
Give us a bell, Tom, so the people at home know who they're talking to and listening to.
Hey guys, my name's Tom. Try and recognise my voice, but me and Kel speak pretty fucking similar, so...
Yeah, we have that trouble. I don't know what we're going to do there. So this is Kel, obviously. If you didn't know, it sounds like the same person, but see how you go.
Now, thanks, boys, for dropping in. You're on a bit of a whirlwind tour. I believe you're off to the TikTok Awards in Sydney tomorrow night. Yep. Comedy Creators of the Year.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
I don't know how we got there, but fucking see how it goes, eh?
How do you reckon you'll go?
I don't know. There's a sports bettor, like, you know, you can bet on who the
Really?
winner is.
Yeah.
we got $4 to our name, so it's not looking good.
Yeah,
$4?
we're
That's
the
not
highest
bad.
odds.
Who's the favourites?
Jimmy Reese, he's I think it's like $1 or something, and then Matty McRae's in the middle somewhere, and then there's us.
Yeah, she's like
Yeah.
$2 maybe.
Yeah, the dark horse.
Yeah, Jimmy Reese is such a safe bet, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the
he
120.
is.
But surely $4 is pretty good. Have you
Yeah.
loaded up on yourselves or?
I was saying it just at lunch before. I was like, you know what, I might put $100 on and hopefully pay for the trip, sort of thing.
Yeah,
but probably not.
At the TikTok Awards. See how you
That's
go.
right.
Add a little bit extra there.
That's what I was chatting around today to see who knew who was winning. I was like, can you tell us so I can put fucking couple grand on it? Might as well just make some money out
Yeah,
of the
if
trip.
it's Jimmy
fucking
Reese,
hell.
good luck to him. You're trying
Yeah,
to
I'll fucking
Almost
put my-
rather Jimmy Reese if that's the case.
Put the house on him. Bloody hell.
Reese Bros at $4 there. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
How many awards are there? It's a big shindig down there in Sydney,
is,
or what's the
yeah.
go?
I think
Well,
it's
this-
10. Isn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
it could be 10, yeah. And there's about 3, anywhere between, I think, 3 and the highest has about 7 or 8. So he has a lot this year. I think last year only had
Yeah, it was
3 altogether. So if you
Yeah,
know what I mean,
yeah, yeah,
like
it was
3
only
to
3
7
people.
contestants in the category.
Yeah.
And there's about, what did you say, 10? There
Yeah.
might be a bit less, maybe 8.
I swear there's 10.
Okay.
I know that there's a sports one, there's comedy, there's best video of the year, and you'll love this, Wendell. It's I believe it's the frog, the guy who makes the houses for the
Yeah.
frogs,
Yeah.
and the Fitzroy Garage Party.
Oh, absolutely. My vote is 100%
Oh,
behind
same.
the Fitzroy Garage Party.
Back in those boats of the wall.
Absolutely. Get them home. The most notable video of the year for sure.
Yeah,
Just
that
for
was,
their suffering, I think that they should win.
Yeah.
I was just saying to Jordan before, like, yeah, like you broke the fucking internet with that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It went
It's nuts.
worldwide.
It was worldwide.
nuts.
Worldwide.
It was, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen any of the other vids. Like, it was just like
Yeah,
out of
neither.
the 3 vids, it was
Yeah.
Maybe it's because of
garage
our
party.
like age and like kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's tailored to us more the garage party.
Yeah.
true.
It,
We love
it
a sesh.
definitely it felt like it was one of those moments for people who spend too much time on social media like myself and Effie. You know, it was up there with a not bad, good size. One of those kind of videos that just
Yeah.
everyone saw and everyone
Yeah.
remembered and
100%.
enjoyed. And if you haven't seen it and you're listening at home, go and get around it. It's very
By the time this
entertaining.
comes out,
Yeah,
they could have won. They
could
probably
have
won.
won. They could have
Probably
been the best
did.
video.
Put your money
I
on it.
reckon
Yeah.
they're actually second too, so they're like
Yeah, the odds.
$2.50. So
Yeah,
I reckon it's a
right.
good little gamble.
What, the
there.
guy who builds frog houses is number one.
Yeah,
No,
he's number.
it's really cute though, and he has like the frog, and he has all these frogs visiting, and he gets like starts building these huge, beautiful houses.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's very
I just wonder,
wholesome.
like,
Yeah, I can
I'm
imagine.
thinking more like who's going to win, like, who's on the app, you know what I mean? Like, who actually on the app voting? Like, the frog, is he tailored to, like, I don't know,
Frog
you know what I'm saying?
enthusiasts? Yeah.
like, how many, you know what I mean? Like, say for us, Jimmy Reese, like, maybe his audience,
Because surely you guys have a
Older.
very young audience,
Yeah.
and they're more
Yeah.
likely to vote, right?
Yeah.
we'd hope so,
But also,
yeah.
Maddie McRae has a very similar age
yeah.
bracket. I think.
Yeah, they all kind of do, I'd say, in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just a
Aussie
lot
comedy.
smaller than everyone. I think that's probably like they've probably got like 1 million followers on us, both of them, which is pretty wild.
True.
But yeah,
Are you
More
guys
even.
600?
more, yeah.
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 Another thing is we got our fucking account deleted like halfway through. It was
Why?
crazy. Yeah. Well, we like the whole time. So literally, you can look at the stats behind the scenes, and it's like the day that the thing went live, our views just dropped, and it was because all our videos were getting reported. And they do like a shadow ban thing where they don't post you to the For You page. So for like the whole month, it's just like this flat line. And then we had a meeting with them about it, and they like hit this switch, which literally like a couple of days later, the views just went like boom, just upright, and we got like 10 million views in 2 days or something. Just all the old videos started popping off, and then like one bad video, boom, our account's gone. It was crazy. You
What
can
did-
literally look at the stats. It's the weirdest thing ever.
What did they say was like set it off?
The soldiers of Jimmy Rees coming
Yeah.
through, just reporting every
Someone
single
put a hit out,
video.
like they say.
Take them down.
That's it, eh?
There was a couple of videos we'd done where they've just been like reported. Like there's little things you can do on the app to get reported. I feel like because the app's under so much like
Yeah.
pressure at the moment because it's, you know, the government in America and that kind of thing have
Yeah.
almost banned it.
Yeah.
So they're kind of trying really hard to be like the safe app.
Like
as
there's
opposed-
a banana and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a penis.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Who knows? Yeah.
Like
No,
we'll be
I'm trying.
driving and it'll be like dangerous activity, and it's like
Yeah.
we had a meeting with them, and it says like you can't distract the driver, and it's so strict on like what that actually means. Like if it's like looks at the camera slightly or something, it's like boom, the video's
Wow.
gone. Yeah, I think the video that did take it down was we had like a water pistol and we put a gun sound effect over it, and someone died. So obviously, you know,
Yeah,
They don't like
boom, the
murder.
account's gone.
The algorithm thinks you murdered someone. I think you say something about the South China Sea as well. You probably you'll get taken down pretty quickly. Were you guys having withdrawals over those couple of days when it was down? Like you're not opening the app and it's like you know
We're still
3,000
opening
new
it,
comments.
Just check in.
Yeah.
You getting twitchy, not seeing the likes rolling
Yeah,
in, the
man.
comments
Like,
rolling
how do you go
in.
down the street and
Yeah.
like, get some attention?
Find some, find the dopamine
Someone
hit
tell
somewhere
me I'm
else.
good.
Someone give me something.
Someone tell me I'm funny.
Yeah.
But nah, we actually weren't too bad because we kind of like in the back of our head knew that it would come out
Yeah.
because we had this award coming.
Yeah.
If we didn't, maybe it would have been wigging out. Would have been, you know.
This is it. It's all
Yeah.
over.
Yeah,
Yeah. I heard though, someone messaged me and said, I know a guy that got my account back. You give him $5,000 and he gets your account back. And he's like some full like, I don't know, he's like a strategist or something like that, but he has
Yeah.
his contact. So dodgy.
He's just side hustling.
Well, oh, you just
give him $5,000. He's the one who flicked the button off, and then he just
Yeah,
turns
yeah,
it back on
Making
for you.
money
Who you
from our
know?
emotions.
You give
eh?
him $5,000 and then you boom, he just blocks you.
Yeah, that's it.
You said a little while there ago about, you know, getting to 600K and going to the TikTok Awards. Who would have thought? Where did it all start for you fellas? It feels like it's been a pretty big couple of years, maybe 12 months.
Yeah, for sure. It was like, it's interesting because I don't know, we we're kind of just doing it for fun, and we're kind of just like playing around with it a little bit. And I was doing like this vlog stuff because I just knew that TikTok was going to work. And then it just wasn't me. It was just like real weird. And then Kel was making all these like funny, just random videos at the site as well. And then we just started doing it like, you know, kind of consistently every day. And then we'd have some that would just get like, you can still see it on our account. Some have got like 6 mil, some have got like, and then you just go back and some have got like 1,000 views. It's like the weirdest thing ever. And then, one day we just looked at it and we're like, you know what, like let's actually give it a red hot go. And that was pretty much like a year and 2 months ago. And we're just like, fuck it, we'll just have a red hot crack and just like put like a lot of effort and a lot of time into it.
Were you working at the time?
So basically I was buying and selling furniture. So like I was just like picking it up on Marketplace, getting it home, and then getting it delivered. And I was literally had so much time. Like I had literally an obnoxious amount of time. And Kel was.
I just finished like plumbing apprenticeship, and I was just trying to get out of that. And I started doing the furniture stuff still, and we're still doing it to this day.
Yeah, we still do it.
Still lowballing dogs on
Yeah,
Gumtree.
yeah, well,
$250. I'll give you 50, mate. Can pick it
Yeah,
up in an hour. I'll be there in an hour. Yes or no?
exactly what it is, man. It's a hustle. I feel like I can't every day, but it's how we pay the bills.
Yeah.
It's hard at the moment, but we're literally living week to week at the moment because we're not making a lot of money off content, and we're putting more time into content.
Yeah.
Since also starting our own podcast, so like the less time we have to make actual money, it's been pretty tough. Like we're
It's-
scraping by.
And like people kind of see it from the outside. They see like a 30-40 second video and like, oh, that looks so easy to make, looks fun. But like behind the scenes, it's like Kel and I spending like almost a whole day on it, like making sure it's good, and then like doing a bit of podcast work in the Arvo, and then from like literally night to like late at night we're like flipping furniture, and it's just like the biggest grind. And it's like that transitional period where it's like you're coming from like your original job to then doing it content full time, so it's like it's tough. It's actually really hard.
Does it look like the launch pad is nearly there? Like you're ready to go?
Yeah,
full-time
I'm kind
content?
of feeling it. I guess like the awards is kind of like a good sign that we're heading in the right direction. But
Yeah, we've kind of been holding off from like making too much money through it. Like we said before off the mic, we don't really like to push things too much to our audience, and that's kind of how you make money, pushing like companies to them. And for us, it just doesn't feel that authentic. So we only really take the jobs that are like super authentic or aren't as like forced, or people won't get annoyed by, because it's like more about the audience than us making money at the moment.
And were you were an apprentice at the time when you guys started rolling?
Yeah.
I imagine that might have drawn
Cut
a
a bit of
few-
flack.
Yeah,
On
we
the
got a
site.
few comments from the boys on site.
I was
or-
kind of sweet because we moved around a bit, and all the guys that I work with were like, they just joked about it and said it like, you're a fucking dickhead, but now they love it. Now they DM me and say, this is funny as fuck. I'm like, yeah, cheers, bro. You didn't fucking see the vision at the time.
I was crawling underneath the fucking
Have the
house.
vision, mate.
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah.
I remember the day like I'd fucking woke up at like 6 o'clock and Kel's headed off to work. He's like, I'll see you later. And I'm just sitting there having brekkie, and about 7 o'clock hits and Kel comes walking through the door, and I'm like, what happened? And he goes, I just got fired. So he didn't put his job on purpose.
I knew I wasn't actually finished my apprenticeship at the time, and I had a mate lived around the corner, and he was going to sign me off.
Yeah.
And basically, I just stopped taking shit from my boss at the time. I was like, fuck this cunt. I can get away with anything here because I can get signed off. And then, he had a bit of a verbal.
And I imagine that wouldn't have been the first time he asked you to do something you didn't want to do.
Maybe if it was back in the 80s, we would have been like, I would suck it up. But
Yeah.
nowadays, apprentices have got privilege.
Yeah. Just got to cop a heap of shit for a couple of years there. And you boys Goldie born and raised, or?
Nah, so we grew up in a small town called Evans Head. It's like about
45 south of Splendor.
yeah.
I've been down to
50?
Evans Head.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah,
Lovely
I
town.
I saw the smile on your face.
Very,
when I said
very
it.
lovely town. Yeah,
It's good, eh? No, it's a good spot. It's definitely not the place to live at this age, because you kind of just like, you grow up and there's not much going on there. But yeah, no, it was good. It was really quiet. There's about 4,000 people that live there. So yeah, it was a mad spot.
Well, it's funny though, because we sometimes we tell people and they have no idea who it is, and then some people go, I know where there is. I'm not fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like so in between.
It's a changing town now, right? It's getting the Byron effect kind of flowing into it a
for
little
sure.
bit, but it's still got its Evans Head's roots.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can still go there today and then go there in a year's time and you'll be seeing the same thing.
And so you just moved up to the Goldie after school, or?
Yeah, so Kel actually moved before I did. Fucking, it's pretty funny because I'm a bit older, but yeah, you moved out. How old were you?
I was
15?
17. I left
17,
school and
Yeah.
to start the apprenticeship.
yeah.
And that's a rite of passage, right? For a lot of blokes around that area, you're up to the Goldie or up to Brizzy or whatever.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Like you can get a bit of work in Ballina, which is like half an hour nearby. But yeah, I moved out of home when I was 20, so a bit later, and then I moved up to do real estate, and it was fucking so shit. It was so bad. I lasted like 6 months, I think.
Also a rite of passage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw your video about the Gold Coast influencers the other day.
The other day?
You guys involved in the scene at all? You
Oh,
out?
we just like know it's an easy thing to rip on.
Yeah.
It's like easy. It's so like, and I wouldn't even say it's like the biggest influence in the Gold. It's like the ones that are like trying to make something.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the north end of the Gold Coast, that kind of rip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
The aspirational
fake lips,
influences, yeah.
eyelashes, big.
Which
fake
we
boobs.
don't really associate with at all. I'd say like we probably know like a
Not that they're
couple
not nice
people.
people. It's just
Yeah,
different.
it's just
like-
they're just not like the
completely
same as
different.
us.
Yeah.
They're
Like, there's-
chasing something else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
right. Yeah, for sure.
Like they're definitely probably good people, but they're just like a lot different to us.
yeah. And like Kel said, it's an easy rip, so
Yeah.
we'll take advantage of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
from
It's like
time
the
to
stigma
time.
around the Gold Coast.
So you're down the south part of the Goldie?
Yep.
Yeah,
Just in the airport.
Best part.
Around Cooley there?
Yeah.
Very nice. And what is it like being, I'd say you're right up there now with the hottest shit on the Goldie, you know?
Yeah, there's a couple of big guys on the Goldie, like, you know, you've heard like Shami and all
Yeah,
those
yeah,
boys and that, which are, they're like, fucking, they've been around forever. But,
I
no,
remember when they were blowing up on Facebook.
Yeah,
it was
it
like
was so
over 10
foreign.
years.
Yeah.
And Jackson Doherty. is
yeah,
he
Jackson,
there?
yeah.
Have you guys crossed paths? Have they given you guys some advice?
We've met like Austin and Dim and all that,
Yeah.
like on nights out. They're legends. They're fucking so
All
down to
Shami's
earth.
crew.
Yeah, the crew. Yeah,
But we haven't met like
Paulie.
Sham yet or Jackson and that.
Yeah.
We're just slowly meeting people. Like it's how you know, you just slowly meet one, meet the next, meet the next. It's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
And it is good, like you said, to get a lot of advice from people like that that have been in the
Yeah.
game for a while.
Yeah, it's a good excuse to go out in the piss. You know, you can just blame it on a networking.
That's what I wanted to ask. Have you noticed a significant change over the last, say, 12 months at the PAV there, that you kind of walk in and you guys are, you know, celebrities in the venue and everyone wants to get around you? Or what's it kind of been
Yeah,
like?
it is pretty good. Hey, like especially at that venue because it is kind of everyone's got their head up their ass a little bit. So it's kind of good to go in there and people not look at you like with a heavy look. They're kind of more smiling,
Yeah.
saying it, hey,
yeah.
rather than some
Massive
cunt
change.
staring you down.
Yeah.
Or you fucking, you know.
Yeah,
But nah, I feel like it's still a similar experience. It is good to even just go out, you know, meet and like know people and kind of thing, and people are more friendly and that, like, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and you know, other people that like do content as well there, it's a pretty hot spot for that.
Yeah.
So generally when you go out there's a lot of people you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Might
It's
get
like-
a free beer here and there.
We're in like a small, like Tugun's like real small, sort of like part of the Goldie. So like when we go down to the shops and that as well, it's like we're always filming in Tugun. So it's like all the Tugun locals are like, oh, I've seen you guys, but someone's like obviously sent them the video, and yeah, it's pretty
it's
funny.
cool,
I
yeah,
love
it's
Do
that.
they bail you up to put them in the video? Come on, mate, come do it in the shop here.
There's a bit of that going on, but yeah, it's pretty funny.
It'd be, I mean, look, free beers at the PAV would be nice. They're not the cheapest place in
Nah,
the
not at
world.
all. They charge $30 to get in these days. It's wild.
Yeah, we haven't quite gotten out of that one yet. We actually made a video ripping on the PAV a few times.
Yeah.
I do apologise to them.
I remember I went in that weekend that we made the vid, and I could see all the staff just pointing at me, and I was like, fuck. And it
Yeah.
kicked
You
out
Just
of
got to
me or
keep
something.
ripping on them and then say, fellas, as
Free
soon
entry.
as you give us the
Come
free
on.
entry,
Yeah.
it stops. It dries up. We're finished.
Yeah,
As soon as you
it's
let
like,
us in
well.
for free, there will not be another video hanging shit on you. at
That's a
all.
good idea.
What about back in Evans? You know, the people from school or people from around the town are like, oh, here he is. The hot shot's coming back into town.
I feel like it's still pretty cool, like going down home. It's even weird, like people in the town don't know that we grew up there. We haven't been
yeah,
there for
that's-
4 years now. Like they just know us as who we are now, not who we were. I feel like it's definitely a lot more positive down in the hometown. Like maybe people that would have just kind of gave us a little wave will now come up and give us like a 5-minute chat. Yeah,
Definitely.
It is pretty funny though to see it change.
I feel like the small town though, they don't really like know how to adjust to it though, and then it's like there's a couple of like, you know, crustaceans that are just like towel my dad up and go, oh, those boys need to fucking get a real job and all that sort of
Yeah.
shit. And it's funny. It's funny to laugh at. Like
Yeah.
you kind of sit.
Calm
Yeah.
down, old fella. Go get another midi at the bowling club and calm down.
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
That is. And you boys have just started your own podcast, the Reese Brothers podcast.
Yeah,
How's
we
that journey
have.
been?
Yeah, it's like we were saying before. It's like an extra bit of work, but you know we're hungry for it, and yeah, I love the change. It's so
Yeah.
different, but yeah, it's good to be able to get on the mic and talk a bit of
Yeah. No, we're super keen to start pushing it harder. It's just like we're still kind of doing that furniture stuff, so we would love to have a bit more time to allocate to it because it is kind of a bit more than you think
Yeah.
going into it.
And I imagine for you guys going from, as you said, like there's a lot of production that goes into a 40-second video or a minute
Yeah.
video, but it's a different thing to sitting down and going, righto, let's talk shit for half an hour or an hour on the mic.
100%. And it's taken us like a year to even get to where we are with like the production of the videos and like scripting them. And, you know, it could take us a year to even or more to get the podcast going. But, you know it can work if you work hard enough and stay focused. So, yeah, that's pretty much the goal, is just going to keep pumping it out. And the thing I like about fucking podcasts is you can outsource the TikTok snippets. So I just send it off to a guy. I'm like, yo, can you snip this up?
Yeah.
And it's done. Rather than just having to sit there for fucking 2 hours and sort it out, which is a bit of a pain. But
yeah, it's an art to it. And I noticed, I think it was on this week's podcast, you, and the last week as well, you talk about good ways to piss a certain person off.
Yeah.
So you'll have a bus driver or whatever. You've got a few good little segments in there. I wanted to know, what's a surefire way to piss the Reese bros off? Call them TikTokers. What's the one that'll
That's
get
a
you
great
wound up
question, eh?
when you're walking into the TikTok awards tomorrow night and someone does something? What's it going to be? Where you're like,
I want to think about something Kel would do, because he doesn't take him much to get pissed off.
Yeah, I'm pretty easy, yeah. I just like hate when people just act like they don't know you. That's the most annoying thing to me. You know, you've met them before, or you know that they've watched your content, or you know that they know you and they act like they don't know you.
So they're trying to be cool.
Yeah, it's like the
I
stigma
know
thing
what
I'm
it
talking
is.
about earlier. I just hate when people have that stigma. It's like, you know, we're all fucking human. We'll just make content online. Like, why do you gotta have your head up your ass?
Yeah.
That's one thing I hate, and that pissed me off. I'm getting mad talking about it.
surefire way to piss Kel off.
And it comes back off like what we were saying before. It's like, yeah, we just love like going up to someone. Oh, if we know someone, it's like, yo, like, how are you? Like,
good
there was
to
a
see ya.
guy that we've never had any interaction with, but I've seen him before, and he was right in front of us at the elevator. And I was like, "Oi, what's going on, mate? Like, how are you?" And we just had like this big chat. And
You even see like on the way on his face, he was stoked that we didn't just brush.
yeah, like we
Yeah.
could have just looked up at him and just looked away, and like, you know, I'd way rather just have a fucking good convo with someone.
Yeah, definitely. We're just like starting that good relationship with people. Like that's what we were saying before. Like we love to meet new people all the time.
Yeah.
So like we would love to go up and say to someone if we knew them.
Yeah.
But what was your one then, Tom?
I don't even know.
We're not that good on the spot. We're a bit more
Someone
scripted
on
than
Facebook or Marketplace or Gumtree just not accepting a $50 offer for a couch.
Yeah. Well, I reckon one to do with that is when you go to sell a couch, you drive it all the way to the house and they decide they don't want to buy it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
That's the shit.
Tom's done some pretty unspeakable things. That's happened to him.
Oh yeah. Oh, this was a bad one. So I drove all the way. It was probably a 50-minute drive to drop this couch off.
Yeah.
And I've got there, and the couch is like, it was one of those ones where I'm like, this is a good couch. Like, I'm not like, oh, this is a shit box. It's actually a good couch. And I get there, and he's just searching like every speck of it, and he finds like this little tiny hole underneath like one of the cushions. Like, oh, it's just like, it's almost like under there.
Yeah.
He finds it, and I'm like, and he's like, oh, it's a cigarette hole. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not a cigarette hole. And we're back and forthing. He ends up just snapping. We're just like having this big argument out the front. His whole fucking family comes out. I'm like, fucking whatever. I'll drive home. And then they all go inside. Then I just start pissing on his driveway. And within 2 seconds,
Animal.
2 seconds of taking the piss, the doors just open back up, and I've gone, oh no, just
Pinching it off.
shoved me cock down my pants and probably pissed myself a little bit, but just jump into the car. He's like, you fucking wanker.
Oh no, piss all in the Luxie.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, but
Oh, that's what you do. So you just didn't want to buy it because it had an apparent cigarette hole in the bottom of it, or was he
Yeah.
trying to knock you down a few $100?
no, I didn't want it at all. Which
You
is
just didn't want it at all?
I didn't want it, no. And that's what I said to him. I was like, why didn't you just come and check it out? Like, you didn't have to
No
make
one
me...
told him it was probably a piece of shit.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Probably
You should have
stunk or
shit on
something.
his
bugs
driveway.
crawling
I know.
underneath
Like, shit was worthy. I think the piss was like going easy on him, but
Did you have to pull up around the corner? Because I imagine if you pinched that off, I know the feeling of pinching
I
one off.
did.
If you see someone coming, you're like, oh fuck. Have to pull
Like
up.
a fucking sprinkler on a golf course.
yeah, I had to change my pants as well.
Someone else's driveway got it.
Yeah.
Working together as obviously two brothers, making content, you'd be, with each other a lot.
Yeah.
What are some of the bigger dust ups? Have
I
there
knew
been
as soon as
any?
you were going to say it, as soon as you said working together, I was like, I know.
Yeah,
We get
well,
this
look,
question so
working
much,
together
yeah.
Or
and
like
brothers
Yeah.
is
Habits
the
that
Venn
you don't
diagram.
like.
Oh, that's so interesting.
I reckon, like for me, I feel like I know it's both of us. We both feel it's like, but when someone doesn't understand what we're saying, like the other person like thinks that like they're a bit picky about some work you've done. Like if you've done like filmed something or done something a bit different, the other person has their own opinion on it. Like fuck off, cunt. I think it's good. Yeah, it's like they're putting you down. But it's like just trying to make it better content. It's not about them. It's about having a best content we can get.
Yeah.
I feel like something I've noticed as well is like, because you gotta like, when you come up with an idea, you gotta translate it to something. You gotta like kind of transfer it over, and sometimes it doesn't work. And it kind of happened on the plane here because I had this idea of this video that we're gonna shoot, and you did, at the start you didn't really like. He was like, oh, I kind of didn't really say much about it, and then I had to like just keep kind of hitting him with it. And then I feel like what happens is if we don't like, if it doesn't work out, then you end up getting the shit. You're like, oh fucking, what a dickhead, he fucking doesn't get it. And then so he'll do something so little, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck was that all about? It was all unravel. It's like, but like really, it's just the fact that like I couldn't translate that idea over. So yeah, that's one thing I've noticed for sure.
Sometimes we almost just say like, if that happens, we almost just sit back and say, yeah, whatever, you do it.
Yeah.
Because they know what they want to do.
Yeah, you just fucking do it.
You see it, go on.
Yeah.
100%.
It does get a bit like that, eh?
Yeah.
We try and hold it in when we're around people as well, but people that we're more comfortable around, we laugh. Our poor flatmate, like, we blow up all the time. He's just sitting there, like, reading his book, like, looking his head down.
Oh, we had a blow up the other night, and it was across. So like, Kel's room's across the house, and mine's there, and he's sitting there, reading a book, and we're just yelling at each other, and he's just sitting in the middle trying to read, and then I end up like slamming the door, and then I came back and I'm like, oh, sorry, bro. Felt bad for him, but
He's just pretending not to hear. I like that he's just continuing to read the book. Does he ever check in afterwards? He's like, all right, we all right, boys? Or is he just like, I'll just let you cool down?
No, he's pretty good like that.
Yeah,
He's pretty good.
What does he do? Is he in the content space as well, or is he
well, he's actually flipping furniture as well. So we're all doing the same thing. Yeah, the whole house
together, the three of you?
Yeah. So how I met him was I was working with him originally in sales. And I left and started doing the furniture thing, and he messaged me a month later. He's like, oh, can you show me how to do it? And I said, yeah. And then 3 years go by, 2.5 years, I should say. And, he's still doing it. And like, I was like, oh, you want to move in with us? And yeah, it's been pretty good. And
Is he ever in any of the videos?
yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
A fair few,
Yeah. He's like, he's pretty busy, so we try not to get him in too many. But yeah, he's in some of the bigger ones too, which is pretty funny.
That's mad. Yeah. And in terms of the potty, you guys have a wish list, or is there like a guest out there that you would be the dream guest that you can get? I'm not saying like fucking Ed Sheeran or something like that, but like,
well, more recently, I think we're going to get Isaac Butterfield to roast us.
Yeah.
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 It should be pretty good.
He just shared one of our videos, and we like been watching his content for ages.
Yeah.
And then we do a roast like generally once a week. Yeah. And then we're like, he's the king of that shit. So
Yeah.
that'll be pretty good to get him to fucking.
We just send him a DM like, oh, can you just do a little roast for us and send it through a voice memo?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Definitely want to get like Will Powerfish on.
Yeah.
Yes, because did you guys do something with
Yeah,
him?
we've done like 3
Yeah.
minutes with him.
Yeah, he lives just up the road from us too, and
Yeah, he's a good cunt.
Wendell just introduced me to Powerfish a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
true.
Yeah, if anybody hasn't seen his stuff, I thoroughly recommend.
Yeah,
And he puts so much effort.
Yeah,
like,
he
we're talking
does.
digging a hole in the ground and filling it up with dead troops.
Yeah.
And then catching someone trying to steal a boat and they
Yeah.
fall into a fucking
And he's
pit
a
full of
fucking
dead
funny
troops.
guy. Like just his lingo is just so like
Yeah.
it's so funny, like brandable too. Like he just has his full brand around himself.
Yeah.
He's like, the way he's done it is just so like mind blowing. Like he's got so many sayings. Like people know him for so many things. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But,
literally. He
like
like trademark
chooks,
like
just
fucking
everything.
10 different lines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
flatheads.
Words.
Like,
Yeah, the 3 meter flatties, I feel
Yeah.
like the one that's entered vernacular.
Yeah.
all across
And
the
like get
nation.
the dog too.
get
like,
the
yeah, he's
dog.
taken
Yeah,
that.
so many things. And the thing about him as well, he's like, he can't be like copied. No one can copy what he's doing because if
Because it's real.
Yeah. And if they
yeah.
do, it's like it's so
And
obvious.
it's
like,
unique. Like
yeah,
It's just him.
So unique.
I would love to see someone try and copy what he does.
Yeah.
It would end up being the weirdest shit.
yeah.
It would be the new
10%.
Fitzroy Garage. Right?
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Powerfish
wouldn't work.
Powerfish would suck him off if anyone tried to do it.
That'd be the punishment.
Yeah, I often, my partner will look across and she'll be like, "What the fuck are you watching?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's just Powerfish playing up here."
Yeah.
I have an idea to pitch to you.
Oh, yeah?
Do you guys take ideas?
100%.
Okay.
We do.
So
But you got to bear in mind with this that you know how we fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't
Oh,
see
okay,
vision
no,
in
I'm
argument
nervous
here.
now. Okay. You guys don't have to take this idea,
Okay.
but I'm thinking like internet pop-ups in real life. Have you ever like when you're trying to watch a movie and there's like an
I know what
anime
you're
girl in
saying.
the corner and her tits are like doing
Oh,
that?
I love that.
But like you do that.
Actually,
I love those
I love
pop-ups.
tits. No,
Yeah.
No, that's good.
Kids and anime.
But, like you guys do like the pop-ups, but
Yeah,
in real
that's
life. Like
cool.
if what would happen if that happened in real life?
That's good.
Or like a
love
horny
that.
MILF comes in
Yeah,
and wants
yeah.
yeah.
That's actually good shit.
And
Yeah.
then, but you could even go further and be like, it's not actually a horny milk, it's like some dude.
Yeah.
But I feel like that might have been done in a way. But we'll cross check it before we
Okay.
make it.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea. I could so imagine that working.
Maybe you could join us in the
Yeah,
video.
yeah, yeah. I can be the nerd on the computer, and you guys be the.
We do the pop outs.
yeah.
It's been delightful talking to the Reese brothers. Podcast is out now on all good platforms. It's a good podcast. Get around it, enjoy it, and thanks very much for stopping in, boys. Good luck tomorrow.
And best of luck. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
if
put my
you-
vote in today.
If you get any
So
word,
it's over.
It's over. Oh, I'm so sorry.
spirit.
She said you did already.
sorry.
If you get any word on the winners, you just let us know. All right, boys.
Yeah,
And we'll
yeah.
Yeah,
find a
prior.
way.
Yeah.
Put
some bets on.
No, I mean, look, if it's the $1.20 and Jimmy Reese, don't worry about it. But fire it up if you boys are getting the nod or someone random.
Imagine if we got
good,
the nod
eh?
early, I'd be like, wow, put the house on.
I'll transfer you
Put
some
the
money as
car
well.
on.
You put it in for me.
Yeah, that's it. So we don't want you getting done for match fixing at the TikTok Awards.
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah.
Thank you.